Donald Trump has some thoughts on Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida. But before I get to that, let me share his thoughts on Nikki Haley, who he had a friendly relationship with during his administration, but has now changed his tune on her. Now, this is based on reporting in Vanity Fair. And first, his prospects of running. Is he planning on running in 2024? He hasn't really committed to it yet. However, a close confidant of his told Vanity Fair, knowing Trump, he'll dangle it right up to the New Hampshire primary filing deadline. So look, I think he's gonna run. He loves the limelight, he loves the spotlight. He's already doing rallies. I mean, that's like his favorite part about running. He loves to, do these rallies and be in front of people. So I think he's gonna do it, but we'll see. Now, in regard to Nikki Haley, here's what he had to say. Well, every time she criticizes me, she uncriticizes me about 15 minutes later. I guess she gets the base. And you know what? He's right about that.
He is.
Yeah.
So look, we're the fairest show in America. So we're not hiding what we think. Can't stand Donald Trump. Worst of the worst. But facts matter because it isn't about Donald Trump, it's about you guys. We have to be honest with you. So that is exactly what Nikki Haley does. So she'll criticize Donald Trump, be like, oh, I can't believe he did that. That besmirches things, right? And she's like, donors, send me the money, y'all, right? It's like Trump's against war. He's not really, but in the times that he says it, Nikki Haley's like, that is outrageous. I love war. Send me the money, right? So Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, they shower her with money. And then the base gets super pissed and she realizes, oh, I'm gonna lose. So one, she might get surprised every time because she lives in a bubble of really rich donors. And so every time the base goes, no, we like Trump, she's like, I didn't want war either.
Yeah, look.
Right, come on, get out of here, right?
So let me give you another specific example, as was noted in Mediaite by Aidan McLaughlin. Haley did brutally criticize Trump after the January 6th riot at the Capitol. She said his words and actions, quote, will be judged harshly by history, end quote, and that his betrayal of Mike Pence disgusted her. Months later, Haley said she would support Trump in 2024 if he decided to run. She has lavished him in praise in speeches since. So look, one of the, I guess, upsides, if you want to call it that, about Donald Trump's presidency and even what we're experiencing now is how he proved that conservative politicians are weak little babies and it's incredibly easy to make them bend to your will, right? And that they're unprincipled. Like they really don't have any guiding principles other than their self-preservation and their self-interest, which is why like my favorite case study in this is Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions, who did the right thing in recusing himself in the Russia investigation, then gets, thrown out of the administration by Donald Trump. He wants his Senate seat back. And as he's running to get his Senate seat back, Donald Trump is like punching him in the face politically, right? Like going after him. And Sessions has no choice but to avoid fighting back because the Republican base loves Trump so much. And remember, Jeff Sessions was actually a wildly popular senator.
Yeah, and he was solely unmanned by Trump and then lost in the primary.
Oh, so good, yeah, so delicious.
Well, if he's calling me a Keebler elf, I guess I am. What am I gonna do? He's unhappy with his attorney general. Okay.
I'm disappointed.
Disappointed, that's what it was. Okay, right. So on Nikki Haley, just real quick, she said history will judge him harshly. Apparently history was a couple of months. Because a couple of months later, harsh. Did I say harsh? I don't mean harsh. I mean like he's wonderful. I mean, what do I kiss this ring? Ring? Good. I'll take ring. Okay. There's a second possibility as to why she's doing that, because she's a greasy politician. She's exactly the kind of politician the mainstream media loves. Total fake liar. Okay. They praise her to no end. They're good Republicans like Nikki Haley. She's such a professional liar, right? So she might be talking out of both sides of her mouth. So if she runs, she can go to the donors and go, hey, remember when I said Trump would be judged harshly? And remember mainstream media, I said couple of things about tweaking Donald Trump. I'm a tweaker. I tweak Donald Trump, right? And then she'll go to the base and go, no way, are you kidding me? You remember when I kissed his ass? Both cheeks, I did both cheeks. Okay, and she'll have quotes from both because she's greasy and a liar.
You get that? She's a tweaker. All right, so let's get to Ron DeSantis, because this is what I've always been really curious about, because Donald Trump doesn't like to share the spotlight, and he certainly doesn't like to think that certain prominent Republicans would challenge him in a political race like a presidential race. So publicly, apparently, Trump says things like, the Florida governor is a good guy. However, a Trump confidant said that might not be so accurate, because this confidant says, quote, Trump effing hates DeSantis.
Of course!
He just resents his popularity.
Of course!
It's so good. He resents that guy. He resents the guy who can't. But that's the thing, like, there is no bottom, there is no low that's too low for some Republican, well, for Republican voters.
Yeah.
Right? And I am curious to see what happens I don't think DeSantis would run against Trump. I think DeSantis is actually, first of all, more dangerous than Trump, because I think he's smarter than Trump.
Yeah, I hear you, but I don't think he's that dangerous. I think Tucker's dangerous. But
Tucker's also dangerous because Tucker knows how to use the right rhetoric to appeal to even.
But see, Tucker's an independent. Tucker's an independent actor who actually comes up with his own ideas, as awful as they are. DeSantis is just a Trump clone. He's mini-me, right? So anyways, but we predicted this for you guys. We didn't bother getting the tape, but so young Turks viewers will remember. We said, you think he's gonna sit there and have DeSantis get popular? DeSantis beat him in one poll, in one Republican poll. And that's when I said, oh, he don't like that. Okay, oh, you're gonna be pissed. And it was, oh no, they get along great. No, they don't, are you crazy? That's Donald Trump, he gets jealous so quick.
Trump tells people, quote, I made Ron. I made Ron. Trump says that about a lot of people, but in this case, it's actually true.
That's what a prominent Republican says, and it is actually true. Remember, Ron DeSantis ran his campaign from inside Donald Trump's ass. That was him reading Trump's book to his baby and just that entire ad was kissing Trump's ass. So he's right about that, and we knew Trump was gonna get bitter. And of course he did. That drama I love.
I made Ron.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.